I'm out of my kitchen. Just walked in, got home from work. It's Friday. Just took a nice walk with the beeps. It's already starting to get dark a little earlier. Then when we change the clocks, it's going to be like bummer time, right? Anyway, that's another story. Like I said, it's Friday night. The episode comes out on Sunday. This is going to be another piecemeal one where I'm going to shoot at different intervals. And actually, I'm going to shoot, upload, edit, shoot, upload, edit. Usually I get all the clips and then do one editing session. But I don't want to get stuck behind the 8 ball on Sunday. Alright, so what I thought I would do is for Sunday, do one of my favorite breakfasts of all time. But I need to start tonight. Bagel with cream cheese, lox, a little bit of red onion, some caper, just a touch of tomato. I love it. And I'm going to do as much of this scratchola as I can. So that's why I want to start tonight, because we need to make our lox. So let's head over to the board and get that started. It needs at least a couple of days. It may not even be ready Sunday, in which case we'll take it out to the smoker and just put a little bit of hot smoke on top of the lox, you know, on top of the cure. I'll know that by Sunday morning. We'll slice a little. We'll see how cured up it is. So let's get that going. Come on over to the board. All right, this is so crazy simple you won't even believe it. Equal parts. Here's my piece of salmon. I already washed it. I rinsed both sides real well, cold water. I dried it off on paper towels. And I've got some brown sugar here. You could use white, and as a matter of fact, I want about a ½ cup. Equal parts sugar, kosher salt. So I want about a ½ cup, so let me top it off a little. You could really use either. I think the brown sugar is nice. Gives a little molasses-y kind of thing. Alright, so I'll put that in my bowl. Same amount of kosher salt. Nice coarse salt. Roughly equal sugar and salt, right? Take a spoon here, mix them on up. You could probably add a little black pepper, but I'm going to go straight up simple. Sugar, salt. But I do have this nice, beautiful, fresh dill that I just pulled that was volunteer. I had a couple plants that came up from last year. I didn't have to seed them or anything. So here's what we're going to do. I got some plastic wrap here. Lay it out on the board. Take some of this salt sugar mix. Lay it down. Get that sugar in there. Take my salmon. A little bit of sprigs to lay against the skin side. Get that nice fillet. Lay it down on top of there, make sure it's touching all that, and then take the rest of this, put it on top, coat it real good, break up that brown sugar. Okay, take the rest of my dill. Breaking it up, I want to get some of those oils released. Get the dill on top. We got some underneath, right? Now, you want to wrap it up real nice, tight. Come over with this. Come over this side. Come up with this. Come up that side. Okay, so the entire fish is now, none of it's exposed, but I want another wrapping, because what's going to happen is as this cures, salt is going to pull water out of the flesh of that salmon. That's what it's going to cure. Killer on that bag. So now this seam side is up, so I'm going to put the seam side down, Come over like so. Come up. And now we got it sealed off real nice against any liquid leak. You could do another one, but I don't think we need to, okay? You got salt, sugar, and dill on both sides. In good contact with the fish. Now let me get a, let's see, this might be too small. Yeah, that doesn't work. Here's what I want, right here. Put this inside. Now here's the deal, you want something, a heavy brick or something to put on this, we want to get some pressure on it. So, what I do, I got all that bluestone outside, but it's dark out. I just take a nice pot, fill it with water. I can put that directly on, but this covers more surface area of the fish. So put that on. It's got some good weight on it. Might even add more water to that. Get as much weight as you can on that fish. Okay? And now, 2 up to 3 days in the fridge, gravlax. The word gravlax, by the way, is from grave, right? They would actually bury that in the ground. We're going to use the refrigerator. So let's go pop it in. All right, into the trusty Fisher Pakel. And basically going to forget about it. I can turn it over once or twice, but basically, let's see how that looks on Sunday morning. All right, it's Saturday, early evening. Our fish has been in, geez, almost 24 hours now. I think it's time to check on it and get moving forward for our Sunday breakfast. But right now, I'm going to do something that you've never seen before on this show. And you won't see happen very often, so take special note. I ran into Woodstock a little while ago, and you know, duh. But this is a collector's item from Jimbo at Donahue. So I'm not going to screw this baby up. A rare occurrence. I'm just got back a little while ago. I want to get moving. Too lazy to go up and change. That's why you usually see me in, you know, either paint stained, torn, or completely threadbare t-shirts. Those are ones I save for the kitchen. You know, they're t-shirts and aprons all rolled into one. But I just want to get moving here, so protecting the Ed Donahue a little bit. Cross my fingers, and let's get to work. First things first, let's take a quick look at our fish, see where we're at. 24 hours. Okay, unwrapped it. It's been 24 hours. And like I said, this usually takes a couple of days, but also this is not a big fat piece of fish. So it might be curing, it looks like it's curing up. Now when we're done, I'll rinse the whole thing. You know, under the sink, cold water. But let me just get some of the salt and sugar off of this piece. Okay, 24 hours, let's see what we got. It's gravlax already. I'm going to wrap it back up. Oh man, I'm pumped. That is going to be killer on a bagel. So I'm going to wrap it back up. Let's get it another 12, 14 hours. I'll be having breakfast tomorrow. I don't know, 9:30, who knows? Maybe 10. Might be a brunch. You never know. So let me wrap that back up and then let's move on. Alright, what I'm going to do here to save some time is I'm going to go ahead and put together the bagel dough and the cream cheese, okay? We don't need to go through all those steps on camera because if you go to episode 033, Getting Baked, you'll see I think we made the ciabatta. Now this isn't the exact same dough, but bread doughs, you know, I just Googled a million different bagel recipes and kind of concocted it together from there. It's basically a bread dough. And then if you go to 034, Scratchola, we made fresh ricotta. Now, cream cheese and ricotta, very similar technique. Bring it to just under the boil, 185, 190. Drop your lemon juice in. I used 8 cups and 5 tablespoons of lemon juice. The difference being that the cream cheese, a little higher fat content, so I used heavy cream, light cream, half and half, and whole milk. The regatta was just whole milk. And then the other difference is the regatta is just strained in the cheesecloth. After we strain this and get it somewhat dried out, we're going to whiz it in the food processor. That's what's going to make it nice and creamy instead of the regatta, which is more curdly, right? And as far as the bagels go, I'm going to make the dough now, and you could do the bagels in a 2-hour window, but I'm going to let the dough rise, and then we're going to put it in the fridge overnight. Okay, as I mentioned, you don't need to sit through the whole bread process, so I already mixed it up, but I did want to emphasize my first time ever doing bagels. That's right, I've never made bagels before. This could be a total flop, but I'm optimistic and highly confident. When you work with dough for a while, you just get to know it. You start to know how it feels, the different breads. So this is just bread flour, water, yeast, and salt. Couldn't be simpler. Well, a little bit of sugar was used to activate the yeast. But other than that, and whereas I used the KitchenAid with the hook to knead a lot of doughs, ciabatta, baguette, being the first time, I wanted to knead by hand. And you really got to feel these things. It's feeling really good, nice and elastic. Getting that evil gluten going. And up here we have what will be our cream cheese, just like we did with the regatta. That mixture of heavy cream, light cream, half and half, and whole milk, brought up to the boil, lemon juice, let it curdle into the cheesecloth. And by the way, here's the whey that came out of it. That's priceless. Use that to soak my oats. You could use it in soup. So this is going to drain more. I want it nice and solid, and then we're going to whiz it up to make it creamy with a little salt. Okay, dough's kneaded up nice and elastic, light. Put a little oil, extra virgin olive oil. That's about all I have, and it's about all I use for everything in this house. Okay, you can use whatever you want. Take our nice kneaded elastic dough, coat it on all sides. Now let's just let that sit on this countertop for an hour or so. It should double up. It's nice temperature in here. You can put that inside the warm oven that's off. If you have a gas oven, the pilot, or you can turn on the oven, turn it off. But it's warm enough in this kitchen, so let's just let that proof. Cream cheese will continue to drain, and I think we're going to be in good shape tonight. Wake up and have a killer breakfast. Okay, we got the trusty old Cuisinart out, the old food processor. Let's take our curds here. There we go. Still steaming a little. Oh yeah, you can feel the firmness of it from the higher fat content as opposed to the regatta. Put about a half teaspoon of kosher salt in here. Let's whiz this up, make some cream cheese, folks. All it took was a few seconds. Oh, the little bit of salt finished it off. Now what I'm going to do is take this Chinese wonton soup container here. They come in real handy. You know those always come home with me. Now I'm not a big, thin, watery cream cheese guy. I like some cream cheese. But I got a feeling this is going to solidify nicely in the refrigerator. It's kind of firm, but it's still warm. Fill that container. The rest of this is mine. Nice consistency. Let's refrigerate that. And I got a feeling that's going to be perfect in the morning. It's absolutely delicious. Into the fridge it goes. Okay, I got the Ed Donahue shirt safely put away. No need for the apron, and I'm ready to crash, man. I'm gonna go dream about bagels and lox in the morning. Now, here's the beauty of it. I had a killer day. 0 carb action, all right? It was all proteins, fats, avocado, greens, lettuce, wild salmon. So I'm totally pumped and guilt-free for a bagel in the morning. Let's take a look at our dough and our cream cheese and then call it a night. You can see the bagel dough doubled at least nicely. Beautiful rise, by the way. And now I'm gonna, just as though it was a sourdough or something, I'm gonna give it a couple of stretching folds. Put it back, same bowl with the oil, same side down. And now, you know, after that doubling, we could make our bagels right now, form them, and go for the second rise, crank up the oven, and then bake them. Well, with the bagels, we're going to boil them first, but we'll get to that tomorrow morning. So what I'm going to do with this dough now is cover it back up, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, because the bulk rise is done, and now we want to slow it down. So you put it in the refrigerator, it almost goes dormant. You don't want to overproof this. So that yeast will go dormant in the fridge, okay? Here's our cream cheese. It's been in the refrigerator. Only been an hour or so. But let's see. Yeah, it's already starting to firm up a little, as opposed to ricotta. You have no clue. Sorry, Philadelphia brand or whatever, supermarket. This is unbelievable. Look at that, nice big tub, 8 cups of, well, milk and cream mixed. All right, bread in the fridge, cream cheese back in the fridge. Should be nice and firm in the morning, but still light and creamy. And our fish is going to be cured up. I'm ready to go. See you all Sunday morning for a cup of joe. Good morning and happy Halloween. I'm the Beeps. It's Sunday morning. I am so psyched. It's not even funny. It's already 8:45 because I was up at like 4:45. Oh, I got a good night's sleep. Went to bed early. Shaped the bagels. Popped them in the fridge so they rose in the fridge. And I got up at about just before 5. Did some meditation. Got the incense on. Played a little piano, played a little ukulele, got back in bed and slept soundly till about 8 o'clock, another couple of hours. So we're up and around. I haven't even put the coffee on yet. Let's take a look at our fish because, full disclosure, I just checked it. But let me check it with you because there's one more thing I want to do. Okay, here's our lox. And let me tell you, it was about 36 hours, but look, this is not a 2-inch center cut. It's thin, so this beauty cured. Let's take our sharp knife, go at a steep angle, paper thin, lox, gravlax, okay? Oh man, I washed it. Remember, it had all the brown sugar, salt, and dill all on both sides. I rinsed it good under cold water and then pat it dry. Use some paper towels, let it sit. It's perfectly cured. However, we have a saying here on Come On In My Kitchen. When you think you're there, take one more step further. So we're going to take another step with this. Let's bring it out to Caveman Kitchen. All right, here we are. We're out in the CMK. And I brought that fish out. I got a little fire going because, as we say, that gravlax is there, man. It's perfect. But when you're there, take one step further. Now, there's a difference between pure lox, right? Unsmoked cured fish. And then there's your smoked fish. I love a good smoked salmon, cold smoked, hot smoked, doesn't matter. Love me some smoked trout. We're not doing a smoked fish because we made the lox, right? 36-hour cure. brown sugar, salt, dill. But what I want to do now is just put a touch of smoke, a tinge of smoke on the outer surface of that cured lox. So let's bring it over. Let me show you how we're going to go about that. Got a nice fire going in the smoker kettle here. While that's cooking down, let's get our water pan in. Fill that about a third of the way with water. Okay, it's almost half, no problems there. Now I'm going to toss in half a lime. Half an onion, only because it was on the counter. It's nothing to use it for this morning. I'll put in a bunch of sage. Sage bush is going to be going to bed soon. And I'll toss in a couple of bay leaf. Okay, let's cover this up and just let that water come up to sort of a steam. Okay. Now over here, while that's happening, we got our fish ready to go on a piece of tin foil. I'm not going to wrap it in the foil. I want that smoke to just go over the top. Here what I've got soaking are last year's basil stalks. Every time I pull the basil, I save the stalks in the kitchen. I'm also going to soak a little more of that sage just because I picked extra. And these here are going to be our smoked chips. Alright, it's great use for the basil stalks. So they've been soaking about a half hour. I did that earlier. Got our fish ready. Got our smoker cranking up. Let's give it just another minute and then we'll be smoking. Alright, our smoker's going well. Let's pop the cover off. Take our smoked chips. There's already plenty of smoke from the fire, but think of this as flavored smoke, right? They're soaked, they're nice and wet. They're going to smoke like crazy, okay? A little liquid's coming to a simmer. Let's get our grate on. Let's pop our fish right in the center. Cover this baby up. And I don't know how long it's going to take. Like I said, we're just putting a tinge over the top of that fish. We'll check it in 5 minutes. Let's take a peek. There's some nice smoke going there. Those soaked chips, sage leaves. This is going to be so good. Alright, look at that smoke just billowing. That's grazing our fish. Let's get in there, see what's going on. I already see a slight color change. Let's see if we've got any flavor yet. Yes. Like I said, I don't want to cook this. It's cured too perfectly. You got the slightest smoke across the top. Let's bring her in. I've got a pot of water coming to a boil on the back burner, and I'm going to add just a touch, maybe a quarter cup of molasses. That's going to give that nice caramely look, crackly outside to that bagel. Touch of sweetness to the outside. Now people use malt for this, you know, a malt extract or something, but I happen to have molasses in the house, so I'm going with that. Very underrated pantry item, the molasses. Alright, let's let that come to a full boil. The oven is cranking up to 425. Let's go look at our bread. Get a load of these beauties. I shaped them last night, covered them with this plastic very gently, had a damp towel over it, and these have been in the refrigerator all night long. Look how puffy, airy they are. Got that nice bagel shape, right? All right, let me get these over by the oven. Now let's get our toppings ready. I've got some some onion flake, right? Do an onion bagel. I'm going to do one plain, of course. But I like an onion bagel. I've got some poppy seeds. Hope I don't get busted like Elaine when I go to work tomorrow. And my favorite that I would generally order, the sesame bagel. Alright? So we get those ready, because as soon as they come out of that boiling water, we want to coat them right away with our toppings. Okay? So now we're just waiting for the water to come up. Okay, it's the moment of truth. Get a nice hard boil. Our water with molasses. Got my 3 toppings: poppy seed, sesame seed, onion flake. And we got our risen bagels. Let's get it going. Alright, in we go. I got 6 bagels here. I'll do 3 at a time. You don't want to crowd them. One minute per side. About a minute right there. Let's give them a flip. One minute on this side. Probably should have done 2. Got a little misshapen. See that molasses giving it a nice color? Get that nice outside crackle. Bagels, baby. Okay, it's a minute on the other side. While these were going, I gently released the others from the parchment. Let's get one of the poppy, one in the sesame, the hot. So let me get the other ones in. So what about the shape? 3 at a time. There we go. Now, 1 minute on that side, and let's coat these. The poppy seed bagel, back on our baking sheet. We got an onion bagel. Last but not least, I'm going to do 2 of these and 2 plain. The poppy seed and the onion, they're kind of a novelty. I'm the only one here today. I thought about inviting some people for bagels, but as I mentioned, it's my first time. Let me get a quality control measure going, and then we'll have a big bagel party. All right? Okay, that's 1 minute. Now let's flip. Gotta have quality control before you start serving the people. But I got a feeling these are going to be eminently servable to me. 1 more minute on this side. And all I have to do is coat one with sesame, and we're going to have 2 plain. That's been a minute on side 2. Let's take this baby, make 1 more sesame. And 2 plain. Now, you could egg wash these, but I'm not going to bother. It's going right on my sheet. They puffed up a good amount. I got 6 on the sheet. That might need to be a little tight. But let's see. Let's get our sesame seeds on this one. Okay, looking good. Here we go. 2 plain, 2 sesame, a poppy, and an onion. Let me get them situated on here. Our oven is at 425. We're going to bake them. We'll start with 20 minutes and keep an eye on them. We're going to rotate this pan. In we go at 425. Middle rack, 20 minutes. After about 10, I'll rotate the pan. Okay, while our bagels are in the oven for 20-25 minutes, I'm going to keep a good eye on them for color Rotate the pan after 10. It gave me just enough time to pour a cup of joe. Sunday morning, number one. Now, let's get everything ready for these bagels. Come on over to the board. Is the fish in back. I've got some caper. Our cream cheese came out just, look, it's cream cheese this morning. Firmed up in the fridge incredibly. That blows away anything you can buy. Again, sorry, famous cream cheese company. I'm eliminating one by one in my life the things that I don't buy anymore. Bread, eggs. Let's see how these turn out. I may never buy a bagel again. All right, I've got a red onion. So cream cheese, lox, caper, red onion, tomato. That's my perfect bagel. It's the end of the season. I've been taking the last of these. These are the black cherry. I don't want a lot of tomato. That's going to do it. In fact, I may even just little nuggets, right? Now, the red onion. Thin slivers. Almost like paper. Okay. Let's get the outer ring off. And here's what I want. Just like that. Let's get some fish sliced and ready to go. Remember that steep, sharp angle. Thin, like a piece of paper again. Cured up perfectly. 36 hours in the fridge. Brown sugar, a little white sugar, kosher salt, dill. That's it. And then we just put that little blast of smoke across the top. It's barely noticeable, but damn is it there. Let's see, here's a piece from the center. Oh man, yeah, just a little, the perfect amount of salt that's left in there, the sweetness from the sugar, this is going to be unbelievable. Okay, it's bagel time. Let's pull. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, it smells unbelievable in here. Now, here's the thing on Come On in My Kitchen. We don't bullshit you. This is not like those ooh ah yummo shows that fake you out. When I take a bite of something and I say or something like that, that's because I'm really feeling that. Get them on my tray. Ooh, they're hot. But if something's screwy, we're going to tell you. It's all about the honesty. Now, these smell incredible. They're going to be amazing, I can tell. But here's the critique. Number one, first of all, like I said, this is my first time. Never made a bagel before. So at first glance, they're open, they're ringy. I made the loops too big. I thought they were going to puff more. I'd like a closed up, more fat bagel. So that's for the next time. All right? Now we're going to let these cool a little, but not like a bread where they need an hour, because look at the size of them. So you actually want to eat them warm. If you eat them hot out of the oven, there's no need to toast them. I'm going to get this, like I said, sesame is my choice. And of all of them, well, that plain looks pretty good though. As far as size and shape, bagel. See, I would have closed up the hole a little more, but I'm not complaining, man. Let's bring it over here. Get it on our plate. I've got my accoutrement all ready. Cream cheese. Lox. Red onion, a little of that fresh dill outside, right? Black cherry tomato and caper. Okay, it's the absolute moment of truth. Let's see what we got. Sesame bagel. Still hot. Whew. Should be using a towel or something here, but as Gloria sang, I will survive. Woo! It's going to be worth it in the end, folks. All this pain and suffering right now will be worth it in about 5 minutes. Oh, the inside's creamy, puffy. Start with our cream cheese here. Now, here's the question. Open face or sandwich? I think because of the... Nah, I'm going open. I like those bites. I was going to close it up. Cream cheese came out perfect. Last night I thought maybe it was a tad thin, but you see what the fridge does? Fridge, freezer, they're all tools. It's not just a place to keep your food. It'll work on food, it'll change food, temperature, right? All right, got my schmear. Fish. Cured for 36 hours. Dashed on top with a little wood smoke. Basil stalk smoke. And fresh picked sage. Okay. Let's get a little red onion on there. These beautiful late season. I just had to pick all the cherry tomatoes and I just put them on the windowsill and they're just ripening one at a time. A little bit of caper. And, pardon my French, which is nil-zero, but I guess it would be the pièce de résistance, or something like that, if I could pronounce in French, the fresh dill over the top. This looks like breakfast on a Sunday morning. Decided to bring this one out here to Caveman Kitchen. Since we smoked the fish, get a view of that in the daylight, as opposed to those awful fluorescent lights in my kitchen. My go-to order at a good diner, but I have never been to a diner and had it like this. Home-baked sesame bagel right out of the oven. Damn. Cream cheese made last night. Heavy cream, half and half. Light cream, whole milk. Lemon juice. A little bit of salt. The fish, forget about the fish. You know, honestly, I was in the store buying a little packet of lox. 3 little sliver sheets cost me the same as that big piece of salmon. This is better. What can I tell you? Cherry tomatoes, the dill, the red onion, the capers. I'm in Sunday morning heaven, but guess what? I poured myself a hot, fresh cup of joe with this, and I left it inside. So enough of this ambiance. I'm out of here. As I was saying, out there in Caveman Kitchen, Sunday breakfast from heaven. I can't get enough of it. So I made 6 bagels. First time ever. They're unbelievable. I know what to tweak next time in terms of shape, puff, and all that, but the bagel flavor, forget it. I made 6 of them, just had a sesame. I've got 2 plain, another sesame, a poppy, and an onion left. Guess what? They freeze great. Quick tip, quick tip. I'm going to let them cool completely. Slice them in half first. They're cool. Slice them. Then sandwich them back together, wrap them, and freeze them. Save you a little bit of a hassle on the thaw. They freeze great. I'm going to keep one out. I think I'm going to keep 2 out. I think I'm having an onion with tuna salad tomorrow for lunch at work. I'm looking at them. And I'll keep a plain out. And then I'll freeze 3 of them. Got the cream cheese. That's got a shelf life. Fish is cured. That's got a shelf life. I'm down for the week, baby. So thanks for coming to my kitchen. And we'll see you for the next episode. Trick or treat.